Kings, queens, and in-betweens. How y'all doing? Oh my gosh. The weather today, y'all. It is amazing outside. I wish it was like this all year round. This is spectacular. No clouds, a little bit of clouds, but nothing to be concerned about. Sun is out, the birds are chirping, the spirits are lifted. It's a beautiful day. I've already done my breathing and sun gazing with my eyes closed, of course. And the feeling came upon me pretty heavily. Excuse me, I'm laughing because a YouTuber that I watch from Canada, she says confirmation burp whenever she's channeling and sharing with us. Anyways, this video has been in the making for days and months, probably a year, I think is when I first, and I kept putting it off because, well, the reasons aren't important nor good, but I'll share them with you so that anytime you may have, you may get caught in the trap of excuse making when it comes to your content or a goal you're trying to reach or a relationship you're trying to solidify or whatever it is in your life that you have going on. If you relate, then maybe you can get something out of this video, which is why I make it, so that I can go back later and watch it for myself. Because usually when I'm speaking, it's my inner being helping me understand what I'm going through in my life experience. So if I share that inner dialogue, then not only can I watch it later when I'm in a new place and I can check in on myself and see, here's where I was, here's where I am, here's where I'm going. Then anybody who's having a similar life experience to mine can maybe draw some strength or ideas or of how to do things or how not to do things, because there is no right or wrong except for in the perspective of the doer. So anyways, before I continue down this video, I didn't say why I kept putting off the video. I felt like that. I'm here, there, everywhere, not together sometimes, and my thoughts are always coming out of nowhere, and I worry about whether or not you're following along. But as I just pointed out, doesn't really, this is for me, and I know how my brain works. So I'll understand later, or maybe I won't, and maybe that'll be a good thing, because it means I'm in a completely different timeline version of myself, and I'll look back and be like, what was I saying? So that's why I kept not making the video, because I was like, nobody's gonna watch, that's a bunch of effort, maybe they don't know what I'm saying, or maybe they don't blah blah. It was just excuse, I'm not gonna say it right. And I was like, somebody else went through this. I think his name was Moses, where he was told to go and do something. And then he came back with all these excuses of why he wasn't good enough. Until he had to have a moment of, this is not your message. You are the vessel for the message. So whether you, it don't really matter what condition you're in, because the vibration, the message, the frequency of what you're doing is not your own. It carries with it a deeper sense of knowing, of transformative wisdom. And anybody who's searching for that could see it through the version of yourself that you are right now. And if you try to not be that because you're insecure, then the message that's not yours, that you're trying to relay, gets lost in the blockages that you're setting up because you're worried about how you look, how you sound. Know that you're good enough right now, as you sit, as you stand, as you lie down, in whatever economic status, whatever, none of it even matters. There's when you have a calling, a passion, something inside of you that says, go here, do this, say that, blah, blah, that's not you. It's beyond you. And if it makes you feel good, if it's a calling that makes you feel good, makes you feel love and joy and passion and excitement and all those things, you can trust that it's the energy that humans refer to as God, and that you should go do it, because in the state that you're in is when you receive the message. So in the state that you're in is when somebody out there, it may just be one person, but somebody out there needs what it is that's inside you. So I got over myself, and here I am to make the video. And it's probably going to be a long one because my brain does the ping pong. But I will. Here's what I'll do to try to help some people out. In the editing process, I'll probably try to leave timestamps in the comments or something, be like, here's where I talk about this. But also, I kind of mix things in everywhere, so I don't really know how to do that for you. But I will say the main points of this video that I'm trying to make, I kind of just touched on already. But number one, there is no death, as in someone is gone. There is only awareness or consciousness in one form or another. So if today you're here, consciousness, awareness, God is operating inside of you, inside of this collection of matter and water and chemicals and electrical signal. You are carrying that. And then if tomorrow you're not here, if you decide to unalive yourself or someone does it for you, the awareness that was inside of you still exists and has the the memories, if you will, of you, the thoughts, but the body. So there's death in that sense, where the awareness leaves this form and goes back. That's all that death is. I'll expand on that. The other one is kind of to piggyback off of that. God, what humans call God, is awareness, consciousness, love, breath, water. It's energy, like it's energy, and it is ever present everywhere you look, inside of you, out there. Like that's God. Can't escape it. It's inside of you. It's everywhere around you. So there's that. And then to piggyback off of that one, I want to discuss identity and the identity confusion that's going on with everybody in the world right now. Because it's messing us up, and I think we need some clarity on it. So knowing those main points, if it doesn't interest you, or you're happy believing whatever it is you believe in this moment, and everything's making sense to you, and you don't need any outside perspectives, then I respect that so much. And the rest of the video is not for you. But if anything I said struck some kind of nerve, or you're just curious and want to spend your time with me, well then hang on for the ride. All right, so I kind of want to talk about this, but I kind of don't. I want to talk about it because it's so fresh, but I don't. And the I don't reason is coming from a fear of what people may think. But I am in the era of not giving one fuck. So I'm going to say it. And my life has no consequence of whether you believe me or don't believe me. And I've got to, I'm getting to a place where I'm starting to believe that more and more. This whole thing with the shootings and stuff that took place and that are taking place, do I want to start there? I need to. Okay, we're not going to touch on that today, because that's not the overpowering issue that I was concerned about. I really want to talk about the other two. Really only one, but we need them both together to make sense. So the identity, I don't want to call it a problem. It's the identity chaos that is presenting an enormous challenge for today's society. Our our belief in what we are, who we are, matters so much. Your identity matters so much. The challenge we have right now is that there's only a few that remember. You're not of this world. This is a 3D reality where that was thought up. And in order to experience it, it had to have these bodies. So consciousness, God, love, that vibrate, that pure, unconditional, irrational, overwhelming energy or power of the frequency of love is a unchanging, everlasting energy. And that is what everything else has evolved from. That energy over time there's just like, oof. Oh gosh, how do I move forward? On the opposite end of the spectrum, the further away you get from love, you get into the energy that is out there that is so far away from love that it can't feel the love. So it turns into things like fear and hatred and shame and guilt and blame and despair and anguish and stress and all those things. Those things are not constants. They can be constants. But when light comes into their presence, they have to go away. So think of it like electricity. You go into a room and it's dark, and you turn on the light switch, the dark goes away. Now when you flip that switch, are you turning on a dark switch, or are you taking the light away from the situation? So you kind of, does that make sense? Like, you're not turning on the darkness. You're taking away the source of light. The electricity has now been cut off, and so now darkness. So in a way, it's constant. So they're both constants. It's just where one is, the other can't be. If that makes sense. And there may be some holes in that because this is kind of just coming out as it's coming. But I'm trying to my best to explain the world we need to get to. Figuring out from the human perspective is not going to work. Because order comes from a place of love. And the love that most humans have experienced from one another is not real and not true. And so until you tap into the main source, Him, God, whatever name you want to have for Him, for that, you don't understand what love means. And so then when you go about on this plane making rules and laws and regulations that people have to follow that are loving or show concern for one another or whatever, there always ends up being somebody unhappy because it's not what is. We have to get to a place where the gift we've been given by the what is more tuned in to the land, to the world of frequencies and vibrations and light and things that world exist, like time and space and stuff doesn't work like it does here on earth. That's where miracles happen. When you're praying for something and then you have the faith the size of a mustard grain that who you are wants what you want if it's coming from a place of love, because that's part of creation and that's fun. And so keep on asking and it will be given. Like when you want something, then you have that little bitty faith that it can happen. It has to happen. And when you're thinking, oh, this might happen in a year, it could happen in the next 24 hours. When your knowing and your trust and your faith and your belief is there. You know, when you're young, you believe this thing, and by the time you get old, you may not believe it anymore. But it's real when you believe. So a belief is a thought that you think over and over and over and over again until it becomes real. So think about like Santa Claus. To some children, this is a real dude, because that's the thought that is reinforced until they get older and they have some experiences that alter the thoughts. And so now they believe something else. So if you're living a certain life and things aren't really going the way you would like them to, take charge of your beliefs and say, what do I believe about me? What do I believe about that? What do I believe about them? What do I believe about anything? And then figure out where the disconnect is that's blocking the abundance that already belongs to you. The abundance of health and wealth and friends and love and feelings of belonging and feelings that your needs are getting met. There's a belief system in place through most of us, especially in this country or any country that uses English as its main form of communication. That's not what this video is about. Baby, let me tell you, there's so many trappings in the language that we speak in this country, especially, in all languages, but in English especially. I'll give the perfect example is the I am expression and how we use it and attach detrimental things to I am sorry, I am cold, I am tired, I am mad, I am angry, I am furious, I am stressed, I am upset, I am confused, I I am. God is I am. God is you, is in you. Your words, what do the scriptures say? In the beginning, the earth was spoke into existence. Everything comes from thought and vibration. Words are sound. Sound is vibration, frequency. What you say is of utmost importance. Utmost? Utmost. One of those words, importance. When you say I am, please make sure that what follows it is something that you want to be identified with, because I'm going to get to that, the identity part. I am tired. Okay, so now your whole identity has become tired. And so now when you go out and about, when you look at that looks exhausting, because your energy, your identity has now been, I am tired. And how it differs in other languages, like in Spanish, they're not going to say, I am sorry. They say, lo siento. I feel. You say feeling, it's passing. You feel it, you feel the anger, it passes. You feel lamentation, you feel regret, and then it passes. When you say, I am this, now you walk around in those low energies. Oh, and it's so hard unless you practice speaking something other than what you're carrying. You walk around carrying this. You dream, here's what I want. Here's what I want. Oh, I would love to be able to do this. I would love to be able to wake up and do this. I would love to be able to. So I would love. We would love it if we would stop cursing our current existence through our language. It's you're the create, us collectively, we create this. And so when you use your words carelessly, you recreate the current situations that you don't want to live in. And then you start looking around and pointing fingers at this side or the other side, saying, who's to blame, it's us. All of us individually. If you don't actively dream about, think about, talk about, imagine the world you want to live in and live in virtually there more often than you say, I got to be a realist. I got to look at what is. I'm just being real. I'm saying it like it is. Okay, we'll do that. But don't expect change and do that. You can either say, here's what I see. Don't like it. Here's what I want. And then you spend your time, delusional, whatever. You can call it whatever name you want to. But you're also going to live the exact experience that you choose. If things aren't going great, you've chosen it. It sucks to hear that. I'm going through hell in my life right now. I've chosen it. Through my decisions and my beliefs about me and whether or not I'm good enough and whether or not this or whether or not that, my life resembles that of one who does not care about themselves. I can't get mad at that. I have to say, thank you, life, for manifesting in a way that shows me where I'm thinking, what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking, why I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Think it long enough, it becomes a belief, and then that belief is a knowing, and then you can feel. If you've experienced something, you're like, oh, this is real. Then you feel, and then when you feel it, now it is your body's vibration overall. A thought can come and you can forget about it, but if you think it, and then you think it again, and you think it again, then it takes over, and now I am not good enough. I am fat. I am ugly. I am poor. I am an alcoholic. I am. We have to change our I am expressions. We have to change. I'm going to take that back. Don't have to. No one has to do anything. That's the whole point of free will. You can choose whatever you want. You just have to know that choosing is going to land you in one place or another. And if you want to land somewhere other than where you're landing, it requires a different choice. And that's all. There is no right or wrong. There is only life experience. And if you continue to experience this thing, it's because you continue to choose this thing in your thoughts and in the way your body vibrates. That's the same situation. That's why when you get out of a relationship and then you end up into another that looks good at first, but then it ends up the same. And you get out of that one and you find another one and it looks good at first, but then it ends up no one wants to hear I'm the problem. If you hold a belief about yourself, you are carrying that vibration. And then you encounter other people that are also carrying their vibrations of who they are. Sometimes we see people and we say, oh, I really want to be like that. Then when you enter into a partnership, whoever holds their vibration stronger or whatever, and then you start kind of becoming like each other, and then you figure, oh, I don't like this about you, but what's happening is they are kind of, there are people that we meet are mirrors. They're showing us what's going on. So conflict is sometimes not necessarily they're doing something to you, but they are manifesting some type of vibration that you're carrying about them or about yourself, and you're seeing it. Long story short, your vibration is your responsibility and your capability to manage and produce. So knowing that helps a lot. When something bad shows up and it does not feel good, you allow yourself to be human and feel it, be angry, be mad, be sad, be whatever. See, I could just call myself. I just said be. Don't be. Do not do that. Feel angry, feel sad, feel revenge, feel whatever it is you need to feel. But then let it pass and be love. Create your next steps from a place of satisfaction. If you cannot do that about a particular topic, it means you're too far away from love, and because the situation got to down here at fear and hatred. And so there's a bunch of steps between hatred and love. You gotta kind of blame and revenge, and you climb each frustration, confusion, dissatisfaction. You know, the emotions get lighter and lighter as you work your way back to love. So if you find that you can't look at a situation and feel any kind of good about it, two things. Don't try to make that big leap. Don't try to jump over the house, as Abraham likes to say. Like, find you a ladder and climb up to whatever feels the least bit better. So if you're at depression and you need to get mad to feel better, then do that. But the goal, always remember, is love. So that kind of helps you. If anybody's ever told you, you're so angry, they don't know your story. They don't know what you got going on. If you're angry right now, you need to be angry, because that's the step between where you were or where you could be and where you're trying to get to. So climb your ladder and don't worry about other people. Worrying about other people comes from not understanding who you are. Identity. See, it's all woven in together. I love identity is what we need to hear. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to go ahead and move into identity. Particularly LGBTQ, the alphabets that people like to say. I've struggled a long time with it. And it's still, I don't want to say it's still a struggle. I know who I am, but for me, the journey has been intensified with the autism. So So I don't know how to start. I've always said, okay, yeah, I guess I'm gay. Always said, yeah, I guess. And it was never, I am gay. And this goes back to the I am statements. I think that's, yeah, okay, there it is. That's why. I never had a problem experiencing gay. My problem was always with identifying as gay. And now, over the last couple of days, I have begun to understand why. And I even recall some of my dad's words to me when I came out to him. He was like, that lifestyle. And at the time, it was triggering to me. I was like, it's not a lifestyle, it's who I am. And I know many have said the same thing. And I felt that at the time, and I needed to feel that at that time to give me the conviction to have my life experience up to this point. Lately, since I left bartending back in November, and for the most part stepped away from alcohol and kind of the party scene and the sex scene and all of it. And then I keep seeing things like, why is gay dating so hard? Is it really that hard to be monogamous in a gay relationship? And, gays aren't loyal and all this stuff. And then on the other side, to see straight men on those apps and say, I'm not gay, I just like this or that. I'm not gay, I like this or that. How? I was so confused. How can you identify as straight, but then be all up in this business, talking about I like this, and all these things are what gay people like. But you say you're not, but you still, and it baffled the shit out of me. Until I got to saying, what's the definition? What is, okay, so attraction, sexual attraction to the same sex. Same gender, but people, for the long time, same sex is what the expression was. Same sex marriage, same this, same. Sex. Bisexual, lesbian. All of it was centered around sex. So, and not just sex, but the way you emote, the energy that you, everything is energy. All of us, all living things, male energy, female energy, in the same vessel. It's science. You can look it up. Male energy, female, it's all inside. So hormones and life experience and all this stuff is going to shift and manipulate how that energy comes out of you. Now, society has said if you're in this kind of body, you must display this energy. If you're in this kind of body, you must display this kind of energy. Now, my non-binary in-betweens, I don't know if I say kings, queens, and in-between. I think I did. I can't remember. But I'm going to say it again. My kings, queens, and in-betweens. That's why I say that. Because we all, everything is energy. And some days you're going to be, for most of my life, I've been straight passing, as they say. And because of insecurities, when I get into a room where I don't know people, I've always butched up my presentation a little bit, and that's on me for not loving myself enough to know that I can be anything and present any kind of way, and people's opinions doesn't matter. But anyways, I forgot where I was going with that, but so identity, it's okay, I'm getting back to it. I'm finding it. The identity such as gay, and then you got frustration. Why can't they be loyal? Why can't the identity? What you have said, I am gay. You have now said, I am someone that likes, if you're a man, my identity is attraction to and sex with other men. That's gay culture has other things. But if you say what you're saying is my identity is attraction and sex and intimacy with other men. So if that is your identity, to try and limit it to one person, near about impossible. Because what are you thinking about? If that's your identity, oh, they're hot. Ooh, they look good. Oh, that was so nice. I bet he would do this, buy flowers. Oh, oh, look, uniform. Oh, look. Everywhere you go, to the restaurant, to the zoo, to the grocery store. And I'm talking about me. I've done this. Everywhere I go, oh, fine ass. Oh, beep, beep. Driving down the road, about to cause a wreck because I'm looking at folks. If your identity is wrapped up in this, in how, then it makes sense why someone who identifies as straight can enjoy things that gay people do, but identify as straight. Because in their head, they're not thinking about it all the time. Perhaps they have a really good buddy in college and they're just really good friends, and they joke back and forth, but they never go through with it because they're like, oh, no, or they both think each other's straight or whatever. The desire for intimacy with someone that you care about is not an impure desire. It's just when you are building something, if your desire is to build something long term that is impenetrable by outside forces, because you and your partner work so well hand in hand, and you finish each other's sentences, and you're wanting to build an empire, something lasting, then the experience of sex is very, very powerful. And you're receiving and you're giving all in the same. You're sharing energy with another being. And even when you depart, you carry that energy. So just kind of randomly picking people that you don't know you don't know what they struggle with, you don't know their fears, you don't know what their intentions are, you don't know anything about them. If you're building something and you sample regularly, you are adding energy into a situation that could cause an explosion. And you are leaving pieces of your energy to where it's depleted, and you can't pull the energy that you came to the original relationship with, because so that's kind of the idea behind it. Like, if your identity is wrapped up in just attraction to someone else, it's not really possible to build a stable relationship, because who you are is not concerned with a stable relationship. It's concerned with fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've had my full share of fun, and so have others. Where you are in life is where you are, and it's good. If you want to be somewhere different, then it is worth you understanding the world of energy and how the world that you haven't even been made aware of affects the life that you live, so that you can get back into some control and connect with the God inside of you that is you, that is having this human experience. This human body is here for the human experience. But who you are goes way deeper, way deeper. Not black, not white, not gay, not straight, not Republican, not Democrat, not fat, not skinny, Not average, not normal, not anything, but God having an experience. Now, this body and the experiences you've had up till now have created this version of God in human form. And it is either walking the earth connected to love and makes people feel inspired when you walk into a room, or you give somebody a hug and they feel better, or you say some words and somebody doesn't commit suicide because of something you spoke to them, or you make a phone call and they had to pick up the phone, they had to put the gun down to pick up your phone call. When you're tuned into love, when you're living life in love, your steps and who you are, right place, right time, money, health, friendships, fun. When you walk around not feeling good enough, but try to appear good enough, how you feel is what you see. And this mask comes off and people start seeing you for who you are, which is fine. It's okay to be the villain. It's okay to whatever, because you need all of that to make this world go round. But if you wake up one day and you see where you are and you don't like it, now it's your responsibility to change and climb that scale and get to where you want to be. Rest assured, if you're up here and you see people that you love that's down here, don't waste your energy trying to what you can do is shine brighter so that your light goes further and meets them where they are. And they can say, oh, I remember who I am. And they can climb their own emotional ladder. And then when they get up here, y'all can start kikiing again. But if you dim who you are, oh, I'm being extra, I'm too much. Let me come down here so that they can see me and accept me. And then once they accept me, then I can help pull them up. No, that's not how it works. We'd like for it to work that way. What often happens is as you're focused on pulling them up, your vision has now turned to the lower frequencies, and you start forgetting who you are. So your light dims and dims and dims. Keep in mind, they are looking at you, so their vision is in the right place. So that's how sometimes you be helping somebody get up, and then once they get up, you notice you're sinking, and they don't turn around, and everything is energy. Okay, I think I've said there's some other stuff on identity as far as like, okay. All that stuff about gay earlier. When you say no to the human labels, which I respect our non-binary friends so much for. So, I am me. I am whatever name you have for yourself. I currently go by Michael. And I'll spell it 30 different ways if I want to, because that's my choice. When you say, who I am is love. This current body that I'm in happens to have to look like this, talk like this, walk like this, likes this flavor, doesn't like that flavor. When something gets to me and I like it, I'll participate. When something gets to me and I don't like it, I'll set it aside. And then the world will rotate. And then if something comes to me and I didn't like it before, but I do like it now, I'll partake. If it's something I did like before and I don't like it now because I've had a rotation and some life experience, I'll be done with it. Who we are is not what has happened, what will happen. Who we are is love, and we have the choice, time after moment after moment after moment, to live this experience. When you start, I did this yesterday, they're going to expect me to do it again today, and then you start doing things because it's expected. Now you're not choosing anything, you're just running a program. Your zeros and ones become default. So you set it as a deep, and then you just do. Well, I've always done that. I've always done it this way. And do it different. Call you in an IT person, him, her, love, God, source, universe. Hey, rewrite my codes. This default program is giving me the shits and I hate it. I need a new program. Teach me the new program. Make a new program. Get me on that. Help me remember who I am so I can live intentionally moment by moment instead of excuse me. Gross. So I'm not gonna identify as straight, gay, bi. Demisexual was my latest one. But I had to stop and say, it is still making, whether I say I want a connection before I have sex or not, it's still predicated on sex. I don't want to interact with my surroundings based on whether or not I would have sex with this person. I think that's the trap. The identity, I say, of everything, labels in general, we are being trapped and tricked right now into saying, you are this, you are that, you are black, you are 39, you are. And so any kind of belief, a thought that you've thought over and over and over and over again, any kind of belief that you hold about what this is, what black means, and it doesn't even have to stuff be truly, it's programs that are in place. You're black, you don't change the batteries in your smoke detector, your credit's not good, you probably didn't have the presence of your daddy, blah, blah, blah. They're programs. They're ideas, not truth. Programs. If at any moment you wake up and say, I am not this, then it's your work to make sure that what comes out of here is directed in the right path, journey towards the source. You saw how the sun came out? That's where it goes. That's who you are. All this other stuff, male, female, blah, blah, blah. Not one iota does any of that matter. They're when it comes to enjoying the life experience. Now, when it comes to reproduction, then you have to have this energy and this energy come together to make an avatar for the source to come and live in. There's always going to be that. When you're trying to build something, well, they say too many chiefs, not enough Indians. In a relationship, whether it's heterosexual or homosexual, everything is energy. So, for a heterosexual relationship, it's just easier because you got the man and the woman, and they think, okay, the woman has this energy, man has this energy, together we can build something. Now, when you remember that both are both energies, sometimes the man needs a hug. Sometimes the man's carrying a bunch of shit and is exhausted and needs the woman to make a decision to lighten the load. Like, same with a homosexual relationship, male and female energy. There's got to be the balance of energy. So one partner is going to have to demonstrate that, probably more consistent than the other. So you've got a more decision maker, a dominant, a giver, I do this for you because I love you. And then you've got a receptive energy. You've got one that loves to be taken care of. At times in that relationship that you're building together, the roles are going to have to be reversed to help each other and because you're providing contrast for each other and da-da-da-da. But anyways, if you want a solid relationship in whatever community you're in, be mindful of how you identify, and then make sure you have the right conversations with your prospects to figure out how they identify. If your identity is caught up in these things that take the focus off of love, then that's where you get into the rockiness and and the loss of trust and all this stuff. Because the identity was not even on building something in love. It was so there's that. And that's, sometimes I think that's why, because I grew up in the JW church, JW religion, and I wasn't experiencing a lot of love there. Felt like love. But my autism knew that I had been masking for a long time. Didn't grow up in a place where there were many black people. So I masked to become more acceptable. And I grew up in a religion and wasn't celebrating the holidays, and wasn't doing this and wasn't doing that. So I masked to fit in as much as I could. And then I happened to be a little more feminine back in the day. Let's be honest, it still comes out now, but back in the day it was so much. And I realized that it was making me outcast, so I masked up. So it's like, over time, you just start becoming who people expect you to be, instead of who you are, until you get exhausted carrying all those different versions and you want to be done with them. But then it's a shocking world because you're like, oh, well, now I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I am because I've been being all these things this whole time. So that's a journey in and of itself. But really getting back to a place of self-love and knowing who you are and being mindful of your I am expressions. I am not good at math. I am not good at remembering names. We have so many spells and curses against ourselves. Anyways, this has been an hour and 6 minutes. Okay, so definitely have some editing to do. But I think I pretty much touched on everything. There's who you are is so much more than be in the world but not of the world. Because that's how it is. Who you are is not of this. You're more. But you're in this to experience this for the purpose of experiencing it and having fun. Now, millennia have come by. So where at one time there didn't know how to create fire, now you got little blow torches and shit. It started and then it evolves over time through creation of the mind. So, and I think I'll wrap this back up to what I was going to talk about earlier with Charlie Kirk. I don't know anything about him. I didn't even know who he was. Still don't, because I don't care to investigate that world. But I did see a video this morning, and the guy said, don't quote me, he was like, Charlie Kirk's foundation was called Turning Point or something. And he was saying how he felt like, yes, he died, but his death is going to be the turning point for everything that's happening and da-da-da-da-da. I don't know what angle he was coming at. Don't care. My angle is, earlier I said there is no death. His body was taken out. Once his body was taken out and who he is, who we all are, left that body, the judgment and the hatred and the fear and the and all the stuff that people are calling him out on, all of that went away. All of it. And what was left was love. So, I've also seen a post this morning about how people have felt over the last couple of days with the anniversary of September 11th and Charlie Kirk and then the school shooting and all this stuff. People have said they have felt real shit going on with their bodies, with people, and they've seen shifts. And I'm telling you right now, it is happening. And Charlie Kirk's energy, I feel like he probably made his inner being made a contract And they said, I'm going to go and accomplish this. So sure, his human self didn't want to be taken away from his family, and you wouldn't want that on the people that you love. But if he said, I want to go forth and be a part of something that causes a shift from this reality to the next reality, so that humans can get to a place where they are loving more and hating less. If his human death is the spark to us, and as in my video yesterday said, to us starting to appreciate ourselves more and appreciate each other more and understand that we're all one and that we're all here to have fun and to chill out on all this, you can't see it like this, you have to see it like this, and just let people be who they are, and knowing that if you don't pay attention to them, they're not going to be anywhere around you because you're two different frequencies. If this is country and that's gospel, the only way they will ever come together is if they say, hey, let's collaborate. Otherwise, that frequency stays there, and you don't mix with other frequencies if it's not your intention to. What you focus on persists. So if you focus on all the bullshit that you don't like, it's going to show up into your experience all the time, and you don't want it to. But you're speaking it, and you're thinking about it. I am scared of this. I don't want this to happen. I don't like this. Saying no to something and saying yes to something is the same thing. What you focus on is what you get. So, if you don't want something, it's not your assignment now to go and rally up everybody to fight against it. You're supposed to say, I don't like this, so I'm going to go look at what I do like. I'm going to go talk about that, and I'm going to go join the people that like this, and everything. And then when your focus is not on what you don't like, you don't see it. It happens, and it's going to happen because it is a thing. It exists. It is an energy that exists. Country music is something that exists. But if you don't like it, why are you going to set up organizations and get rid of country music? It should not exist. It causes... No, that's not it. That's not the T. Focus on what you do like, what makes you feel good. When you are feeling good, what people call God, the universe, causes you to attract what feels good. So you are going to encounter people, places, things, opportunities that reinforce that good feeling. When you focus on what makes you feel bad, the universe is going to give you evidence and people and places and things and opportunities that reinforce that feeling of bad. Because God is not partial. It's all in the scriptures. I was turned away from the scriptures because through religion. Religion told me that I couldn't feel how I was feeling and be acceptable to God. Little did I know that God and I are one, and so is everybody else. And that the scriptures are there to show us how to tune this into what is inside of us. This thing is the mechanism. This brain is the computer. Electricity, God, is the energy. Train this to use the equipment. You got a phone, powerful, can connect you from here to somebody thousands and thousands of miles away. Different time zones. If you don't plug that bitch in, it ain't shit. Same with our bodies. Powerful. The sound that comes out of you creates If you don't tune it right, you can create evil and you can create good. So making sure you know who your identity, what it is. Life experience, gay, lesbian, bi, no sex, asexual, in this body but coming out, but portraying as that. None of that shit matters. Not one. It is simply a life experience. If you decide you get tired of it one day, then stop. If you decide that you have never tried it and you want to try it, then try it. What you're wanting to do is look at the world energetically. When you understand how energy of what you're about to do or what you're about to say or what you're thinking will affect your life experience, then you will know how to put one foot in front of the other. There is no right or wrong. There is life experience. You could come up upon something and think, well, I know what I want is this. And it looks like if you don't do enough prayer in your life, prayer is just technology to tap this into who you are, and you start making most of your decisions from here, and you come up upon a choice and you don't consult, I want to do this, then that decision could go either way. And then if you continuously make that decision, it turns into a habit, and that habit will create, as the time and space reality of the world we live in evolves, it changes to meet our habits. Because what we're experiencing is not real. It's always changing. It's always evolving. But it's always changing and evolving to what you're speaking. So if day by day, year by year, nothing is changing, what are you speaking on yourself? What are you believing about what you're saying? What are you saying? I love this person, they do this. Meanwhile, you don't know nothing about them. You don't know what their intentions are. I hate this person, I hate this. Meanwhile, they pissed off the person. And so now this person that you like made up something and you believe it. Meanwhile, that person has good intentions the whole time. You see it in relationships all the time. I even heard somebody confess, I made up a lie about that person that you were about to date because I knew them from da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now you believed your best friend over something that was good for you. You have to, energetically, you have to say, wait, when somebody comes to you with stuff, what's your motive? Why are you telling me this? You say you're trying to help me, okay? Save me from what? What about me starting to date somebody and I'm happy? And I tell you I'm happy. What do you think, what kind of energy have you got going on that's making you tell me that? And then you do a little digging and you realize, oh, revenge, oh, and then you can feel the energies coming off of your best friend that has your best interest at heart, that was about to block you from a blessing that you was praying for. So, anyways, the world of, if nothing I made sense, if you're still here, if what I said today didn't make a whole lot of sense, then that's okay. because when I go back to watch it, I'll know what I meant, hopefully. Um, but I do have some names, and I'll put them in the comments. But Bashar, Ester Hicks, aka Abraham, David Ghiyam, Dolores Cannon, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Caroline Leaf. Research these people on YouTube or wherever and start listening to Sadhguru. Listen to their shorts daily. Listen to their 15-minute section. Listen to their hour-long podcast. Read their books. Tap into the world of energy and your contribution to it and your part in it, and how you have more control over it and what you experience than you've been made to believe. It's that's a life changer right there. So anyways, I'm gonna do what I can to you don't need to know this. Anyways, y'all have an amazing day. I don't even know what time it is, but I've enjoyed sharing with you guys and being real with you guys. And I hope something I've said struck some type of good frequency in your systems that wants you to, that connected with something that you already knew. I didn't make you aware of it. I said it in a way that awoken that part of you that understands what I'm saying is truth. I love you. Have an amazing Friday.